For 25 years, Maurice Dotson worked as a nurse's assistant at West Oaks Nursing Home in Austin, Texas, changing bedpans, diapers, sheets, and just being a friend to those elderly who no longer had any friends. That ended when he died on April 17th. The cause? COVID-19.
He wasn't given basic personal protective equipment such as a mask.
Maurice Dotson was one of 111 cases of COVID-19 at this nursing home. The state sent in Texas National Guard soldiers to disinfect West Oaks and other facilities. Quentin Brogdon is attorney representing Dotson's family in a lawsuit, which says the nursing home failed to properly prepare, respond, and provide its employees with personal protection equipment as required.
He gave his life to care for the residents of West Oaks. They were his second family. He could have called in sick. He could have quit, but it just wasn't in his DNA. He protected them, but he wasn't protected.
West Oaks will not comment on the lawsuit, but in a statement, the company said our operations and protocols changed profoundly with the release of the CDC guidelines. Nursing homes and long-term care facilities from the start of this pandemic have been hotbeds of illness and death. One study shows 41% of coronavirus deaths in 36 states are connected to nursing homes. The virus spreads quickly to patients and staff, who then leave work and spread it to others.
In this pandemic, if a worker is infected with COVID-19, then they can not only spread it to their coworkers, but they spread it out into the community.
A CNN review of hundreds of complaints to federal and state governments show that workers at long-term facilities feel their own lives are at risk, writing complaints like employees are not provided personal protective equipment such as masks, using coffee filters as masks, and garbage bags as gowns. Healthcare workers have died from the COVID-19, and the employer is unwilling to report it.
We have been begging for additional equipment in nursing homes for the last 2 months, and unfortunately, no one has listened. In some cases, we've had to go without it, and the results have been tragic.
Mark Parkinson, president of the American Healthcare Association, says in the rush to find protective gear for unprepared hospitals, nursing homes have been ignored.
Unfortunately, the resources that were denied to nursing homes and were sent to hospitals have had really tragic results, because it's impossible to stop this virus if you don't have the face masks that you need to keep it from spreading.
It's like government malfeasance on how little they have done.
Deborah Berkowitz is former chief of staff at OSHA, the government agency charged with protecting workers. She says the government has failed by silently allowing nursing home deaths to multiply without acting.
OSHA put out no specific guidance to just recently and has no mandates. And guidance is voluntary. Employers can follow it or they can ignore it.
OSHA's guidelines on protecting nursing home workers during the COVID-19 pandemic were published only this past week, 3 months after the first deaths were recorded at a nursing facility in Washington. Far too late to help workers like Maurice Dotson.
He was 51 years old. He didn't need to die.
OSHA, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, Wolf, tells us that investigates all complaints and has been paying particular attention for protections for those workers with high exposure to coronavirus, but that is of little comfort to the family of Maurice Dotson. Wolf.
So sad. All right, Drew Griffin reporting. Thank you.